It has been a long, glorious day today. I got to spend the day with my friend Karen. We had a nice, slow morning, which I think is difficult to do sometimes when people are visiting, and makes me realize how important it is to set expectations when people are coming to visit or when you travel with other people, because oftentimes we have these expectations in our minds, but we don't verbalize them or communicate them to the people who we'll be sharing time with. And we end up sometimes not having as good of a time during our travels or when people come to visit us or when we go to visit other people, because everyone has different expectations and not everyone's communicating those expectations to each other. And so one really great thing when my friend Karen decided to come to Bali is she knew that I would be taking time out during the day to record these videos. And she also knew that I would be needing some time to work on the computer, and that I love slow mornings, and that I was really trying to get in a routine while I was here. So I really wanted to make sure I was doing yoga like every other day and taking walks every day and discovering a new place every day. And since she was coming, I knew that we would be doing a lot of adventuring and discovering new restaurants and new experiences around Bali. So, and I asked her, what do you want to see? What is your expectation for the trip? Where do you want to go? How long do you want to be in each place? Just to get a good idea. So not only was I sharing my expectations, I also asked her, what her expectations are. And then one thing that's great about our friendship is that we just are both so easygoing that it's like, yeah, let's do this or let's do that, or like, if you don't want to do it, then I'll go do it, and you can do whatever you're gonna do. And so we're okay spending time apart from each other as well. It doesn't need to be constantly together, constantly doing the same activities and working on the same projects. We can take time apart and have different experiences and not feel bad about it. I think that's another thing too, is oftentimes we get that FOMO, and so we end up doing something, an activity, for example, that we don't want to do because of FOMO, and then we almost sometimes ruin the experience for the other person because we didn't even want to do it in the first place, but we did it because we had that fear of missing out on the experience. But then because we didn't want to do it, we are miserable the whole time and ruin it for everyone. And I know sometimes that's the case with scuba diving, because not everyone's into scuba diving. And I've seen a lot of people try scuba diving for the first time and encouraging, or sometimes even making their significant other do it as well, because they want, to experience it with their significant other. And the significant other is just miserable because they don't want to do it. So activities and experiences like scuba diving, you really want to make sure it's something you want to do before committing just because somebody else wants you to do it, or because you have that fear of missing out. But yeah, our day today was so nice because we had a slow morning, had breakfast, spent time in the pool, and then we ended up walking from our guest house to the Sacred Monkey Forest. And if you've ever been to Ubud, the Sacred Monkey Forest is it's this big area that is gated off, and there's now only one entrance. There are several entrances, but all of them are blocked, and everything funnels through the main entrance. And you pay for a ticket, you pay for entry, and you just walk around this beautiful forest, and they have temples set inside the monkey forest for different things. And then of course the main attraction is the monkeys that live there, and got to see them eating and playing with each other and fighting and cleaning each other and carrying around little babies. And so it was such a fun experience to show Karen that and spend time there. We really spent as much, like, we weren't on a schedule, so we spent as much time as we wanted to in there, and when we felt like we were done, we left. And we actually walked to an amazing Indian restaurant somewhat nearby on Monkey Forest Road. I want to say it's called Ganeshi. Really good Indian food if you're around that area. And then just proceeded to walk the rest of the evening all the way back to our guest house and really get to see the city at night and see the hustle, see the bustle. Trying our hardest not to get enticed into too many shops. That's something for me. It's interesting because I go through these phases where I feel like shopping or I don't feel like shopping, but tonight, we saw a few places and I was like, ooh, we should go in there. And then of course it was a bad idea because it's like, oh, I want to buy everything in this shop. Normally that doesn't happen. That's just kind of a once in a while thing, but it was a really, really exciting day. Super chill. And again, like, communicating expectations and just telling each other what we want, what we don't want, and how long we want to do it. And it's just such a different, I shouldn't say different, it's such a great way of traveling when you find the right people to travel with and have amazing experiences with. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for listening to my story.